clean out day down with the chickens and the ducks. I've just tipped out the ducks pool and given them some fresh, and you can see how much they're loving it. So these are the khaki Campbells that we hatched earlier in the year, and you can see how much they've grown. So they're adult size now. I think actually, I thought initially I had a drake and 2 hens, but I think I've got 3 hens. I do adore them. Would I keep ducks with chickens again? No. No, because they create so much mess. I am not able to sort of deep litter my hens how I used to at all, because the ducks just wet everything. So in the future I will keep ducks completely separately from chickens, because it just doesn't work even on a small scale. And then you also have the whole avian flu thing where you're supposed to keep waterfowl separate from chickens when you're in lockdown anyway. But you know, in just over a year or 18 months we should be moving up to the farm, so then there'll be plenty of room. So for now, these little guys can keep enjoying their life with the hens until they get their own pond. So the good news, I finally found a hose pipe which fits into my house, which A, does not flood the house, and B, does not break the taps. Bad news, I've only just figured out how to do it after a month of drought. So I'm basically walking around the garden today going dead, 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 nearly dead, dead, dead. So today is definitely a gardening day, and I'll show you what I mean. That's dead. I think that was actually dog wee though. But yeah, I'm basically just going through the garden today, doing a stock take of what survived and what hasn't. The roses here, you can see actually, now I've started watering, so we're kind of, I'm watering every other day at the moment. We are starting to come back, so I can start to prune things. So I'll prune these back. Actually it's coming out here. I might just prune the very tops off and bulk it up. We've got some of the thornless blackberry here. It's survived, obviously that bit hasn't. And I talked about the thornless blackberries before. Again here, the main stem died, but we have got a couple of leaders. We've got one there, and we've got this one that actually fruited. So that's basically today's job, is just going around the garden working out what's dead. There's a lot of dead patches, as you can see. And this border in particular, I've lost a lot of stuff. So what's dead, what's not, what needs pruning. I'm going to dig over the earth and just basically resort the entire garden out now that I've got a watering system. I've got this little patch of soil where my carrots were planted a few weeks ago. Now, the drought meant that 3 carrots came up. 3 out of 60, maybe? So I have pulled those tiny little seedlings out and given up. Just quickly raked over the surface, and I am going to put in some more coriander and dill instead. Now this is the last month these can really get sown outside, and they should have time, if they're well watered, to come to full leaf and provide a harvest before the cold snaps in. You can grow both of these during the winter, as long as they're covered, they're inside, and you can do them in a conservatory with a bit of heat or something. But I want to put some of these outside. Now I am actually going to direct sow these, because the seeds are tiny. So literally all I'm going to do is I'm going to create some drills along here and pop the seeds straight in. This is an area, now I've got a sprinkler system set up, this is an area that does get wetted and watered every other day, so hopefully we should get some better germination with these seeds than we did with the carrots. So here is Adam, our Reeves pheasant, and he's done a nice little molt since we first got him. He's a lot less tatty. He was missing quite a lot of feathers around the breast when he first came. He's dropped all of his tail feathers, and he hasn't grown them back yet, but you can see, or I can see, that they're coming back quite nicely. So he should have his beautiful Reeves tail again. So the saga on the old pheasant tree continues. We have the 2 Reeves chicks as well, so we have Adam, and then we have Evie, and we have Evie1. Evie, we think, is actually going to be a boy. It's 12 weeks old now, I think, 12 or 13 weeks old, and it's starting to get mustard coloured eyebrows, which is a sign that it's going to be a boy. So that's no mate for Adam. However, Evie 2 is still a tiny chick, so all our hopes are now pinned on Evie 2 to be Adam's mate. Now, as you can see, Adam isn't particularly friendly. It's almost like going to Jurassic Park here when none of the exhibits are on show. But hopefully he will become a bit tamer once there's another pheasant in there, because obviously he's up on his own at the moment while we try and source a mate. But that's the state of the pheasantry. 1 adult male, 2 chicks, one of which we are desperately hoping is going to be a hen ready for breeding next year. Well, it may be August, we may be on drought, but that is no reason not to sow some seeds. And as you saw from my video earlier today, so Friday, I was talking about sowing seeds for the winter in autumn. So today I am putting in some winter seeds to get going. So I've got broccoli, I've got 2 types of kale that I always do, and I've got 2 types of Swiss chard. And even if you don't like chard, because chard can be a bit bitter, I still think it's worthwhile growing it just for some colour in the middle of winter, Steve, because you've still got these stems, and even if you get a frost, and once the frost goes and you get a bit of mild weather, they just spring back up, so you get some nice colour as well as some vegetables. So I'm going to put in, this is a tray of 40, we've just got normal seed compost in it. I'll probably be putting in 10 kale of each of these varieties, so that'll be 20, 10 broccoli, 30, and then half and half of chard. So there'll be some good seedlings to grow on in these plugs. Now, the reason I'm not direct sowing, even though the ground is warm, is because of the drought. So by planting them in the seed tray, I can make sure these seeds are watered properly and go into little plants before they're transplanted into soil, which is going to sort of seep and dry out much more quickly. So putting them straight into these plug pockets to start with. Well, if you remember, a couple of weeks ago we had surprise chicks, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say there's another one. So this is in a silky coop. These silky mothers go broody, sit on eggs. I'm so busy with the work I forget to take them out, and this is what happens, you get surprise chicks. Now, I do need to take this chick out because it's not the best environment for it to be in with 5 mums all who want to be its mum, and also the 2 cockerels as well. Barry is also the devil incarnate. He's very nice at night when he's in his box and I'm putting him in and out, but in the daytime he is mean, and that is why this drinker, I put him in this morning and I meant to clean this drinker out, and now I can't get it out until the end of the day because he will have my hands off because he is super mean. But I need him for the breeding. So yes, we have a surprise chick. There we go, there it is, which we do need to get out, so I'll rescue that tonight and clean that drinker out when Barry goes to sleep. But for now, surprise chick can be with its mum and its aunties and sisters and all the other relations it has in here. Well, sadly, it looks like none of the Chinese painted quail eggs are going to hatch. If you remember, they were actually given to me for free. I went to somebody's house to pick up some ducklings and they were in the bottom of the aviary, and I asked if I could buy some and she just said, oh, have them. They've been, I don't know how long they've been laying around in there for, but she just collected them all up and gave them to me. So it was a bit of a whim. I thought I might just get a couple out, but we are on day 17 today, and so there should be at least some little cracks, and there is nothing. Which is a disappointment because I was hoping for a few hens because I've got my 3 boys, and having 3 or 6 hens would have been rather marvellous, but as I say, I would have expected at least some pips by now, seeing as it's day 17. I will leave it a little bit longer just in case something was off with the temperature, or because they were slightly older eggs they took longer or something like that. But I think it's a no-go on the Chinese painted quail, which may be a blessing, because do we really need 30 more chicks? I don't know, but we'll see.